we go. How do I do this? All right, here we go. All right, it begins in 3, 2, 1.
I still remember back in the old days of computers when 40 megabytes was a lot.
Geez, Dad, that's ancient history. Did you have black and white televisions back then, too?
No, and we didn't have Duke Nukem either, and if you're not careful, neither will you.
Sorry.
Busted.
I'm kind of a scumbag. As you can tell, I'm eating Arby's for dinner.
The morning stream. Good. Real good.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Monday, July 17th, 2023. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Brian coming off a hot weekend, a concert going. And
that's right. And it's been 7 days of concerts, really. I mean, if you think about Sparks on Sunday and then the one that we went to Saturday night. But before we even do that, let's get this out of the way now for the recorded, for the non-patrons. You cheap bastards, you. Happy birthday, Scott Johnson.
Oh, thanks.
Let's party.
Oh, that felt better at the end there.
Diarrhea.
Anyway, hey, thanks. Yeah, it's my birthday today, and I appreciate all the nice, the well wishes. You know how it is, though. I say this every year.
Yes, you do. You want this part to get over with as quickly as possible.
I'm grumpy about birthdays. I don't know why. I remember even as a kid not being super stoked about one's birthday, except for gifts.
Really?
Yeah. I remember oh, that's a cool thing you got, or I'd get like a boom box or something.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I kind of hated the attention.
Sure.
It's weird. Most kids love birthdays. I don't know. I was just never really into it. There is one picture of me out there where I was like 7 or something, where I'm staring at a cake while I'm being sung to, and I look really happy about it. So I'll keep that.
So there was at least one birthday where you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
okay.
I was way into it. What I do, I like other people's birthdays. I get really excited about those, but I just don't care.
That's
for mine
funny. Then let us get excited about yours then.
Thank you.
Do one to others.
I appreciate that. I am going to go get a really good burger today for my birthday, so there's that.
Ooh,
Kim's taking
I had
me
one
lunch.
yesterday. I'll tell you all about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it the concert burger or something else?
It was the concert was Saturday, so this was me taking him into the airport, and we stopped off at Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, and there's a few of them here in Denver. I don't know if they're a nationwide chain, but they're local here, 3 or 4 stores locally here.
Really?
And they are awesome. Really, really good burgers, fries, tots. Looks like Alabama, Colorado.
I'd eat that. This sounds great.
Georgia. Yeah, there's a few all over the country. North Carolina. Oh, lots in North Carolina. Geez, that must be where they started, because they've got like Oklahoma, South Carolina. Anyway.
Them Southern people know how to make a fine burger.
In Tennessee. Really weird state. Like it's feels a little scattered, but I guess it's all over the Southeast and Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah. Just get one out there in the West. Why not?
That's right. It's called Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, and I had their mushroom Swiss burger. We were talking about Swiss cheese on a burger, especially if you have sautéed mushrooms, and then they also had like a truffle aioli with it.
Yeah.
It's just mayonnaise, folks. It was really, really good. It was.
It really is just mayonnaise, right? That's all it is.
Basically, I mean, it is a little. It's upscaley mayonnaise aioli, but it's.
I feel like I get yanked
has
around.
A few of the same ingredients.
When people tell me that, I feel like I'm just getting yanked around a little. Like the menu.
So Claire says it doesn't have egg. That's the difference. So it's aioli is mayo without the egg. Is that the deal?
Oh, well then what is? Then that's just oil, isn't it? Just oil then?
Yeah. Which, guess what? The middle 3 letters of aioli, oil.
Yeah.
It's oil with AI. Oh my gosh!
Oh wow, we've split this conspiracy wide open. Nicely done.
AI created oil. Damn it!
Speaking of concerts, so real quick here before we get some of your tales of good concert going.
Sure.
Got this funny text from my daughter the other night. So her and Dylan missed the. They were supposed to go see, of all bands, Oh, what's this? What's the band everyone hates? The Kroger-led band?
Oh, Nickleback?
Nickelback. They got Nickelback tickets on a lark as a funny kind of dumb idea to just go see a concert, right? And it was going to be their first real date since the baby was born. But then this was the week everybody got sick, and they got sick, so they had to miss their concert. No big deal. It's Nickelback.
It's a Nickelback, yeah.
But a week and a half later, they had tickets to see Snoop Dogg in concert with Wiz Khalifa or somebody like that.
Oh, really?
Some other famous rapper type dude.
Interesting pick for them. I mean, those two obviously go together, but it's an interesting pick for Carter.
Yeah, for Taylor. I would have been surprised had they had. I don't know how they came about the tickets, and I know they're pretty chill about whatever. They'll go see whatever. So they were going to go see this, and they did. They went. I get a text about, and we're watching the kids forum. It's just why this is significant. We get a text in the middle of this from Taylor going, "You guys, I'm totally weirded out." We're like, "What's the matter? What's going on?" She goes, "Mark Barrett," and I'll explain that name in a second.
Okay.
Mark Barrett is at this Snoop concert with his wife. Now, Mark Barrett is my accountant. All right.
Okay.
And Mark Barrett, I've had as an accountant for, I don't know, it's got to be like 20 years or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he's 60, it's like 68. He's pushing 70. He's like, he's still just, still rocking and rolling, but he's just pushing 70. Why is this guy at a Snoop concert? Because he's not there with like a grandkid or any of that. It's like just him and his wife out there wearing hoodies, rocking out to Snoop.
Really? Oh, that's great.
And if you saw this guy, you go, he is the most white bread. Mark, if you're listening, I apologize. He does listen sometimes. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but he's got very short, tightly cropped, very, very silver hair. He's had that since he was 40. Very prim, proper looking behind, what fits great in a suit. Just everything you think of when you think of an accountant. This is the guy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Suit. Like I'm picturing a guy at a Snoop Dogg concert wearing a suit. He's got the visor, like a picture accountants having. The tie is down a little bit. The first two buttons, or at least the first button, is unbuttoned on the shirt. He's looking for withdrawal slips that he can't find. Yeah,
he's basically he should be this guy here.
Snoopy poop dog.
He should be that. But he's not that. He's apparently much hipper and cooler than I thought. So he's out there just rocking out and like huffing in on the collective weed cloud that Taylor described to me. The place is so
I'm sure
so weeded up. Like this cracked me up because she was like, there are cops and security everywhere at this event. None of them cared at all about the drug use, about the weed. They just let that happen. They're there for any kind of weird, somebody gets violent or somebody, assaults somebody or whatever. They're there for other reasons to be on alert. And they're not going after. I mean, people are lighting up in front of the cops. They're handing weed to each other in front of these cops, and the cops are like blowing it off. If this wasn't a sign that Utah will be recreational weed within the next 5 years, I don't know what is. Because
probably. Wow.
Anyway, it was a really good concert, she said. She said it was awesome, but it weirded her out the whole time that just like 2 rows behind her is our accountant.
Is the accountant, no kidding.
In a hoodie with his wife. And they're almost 70.
Yeah.
Like
hopefully he's not singing along to every single word that Snoop Dogg says, because that could be problematic.
Yeah, like him singing doggy style or something, or rapping.
Yeah, right.
I can't even picture it. I can't even get around it. So, and I asked her, I said, were they partaking in the, the weed? She said, I couldn't tell, but all of us were kind of partaking whether we liked it or not, because it was just like a cloud, she said. You could see the haze, and it's a semi-outdoor arena, but the haze hung around like toward the heads of the people.
I'm sure, like a little cloud. Yeah, that's pretty much what we call Red Rocks.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This is basically what it is, especially like when certain bands come to town.
Well, how was speaking of, I don't know if there's a lot of weed at Dream Theater, but how was Dream Theater?
There was a little bit, like you could smell it wafting through, but it was all right. It was a really good show. So Hammond came to town this weekend, Hammond Chamberlain, my co-host on Soundography, because he was able to score not just tickets, but backstage passes for Dream Sonic, which is a 3-band lineup concert tour with not just Dream Theater, but also Devin Townsend and Animals as leaders.
It does, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like Sega's got a new Sonic game coming out called Dream Sonic.
Yeah, Dream Sonic. Yeah, it easily could, right?
Yeah.
We're bringing back the Dreamcast.
That's right.
In POG form. Yeah, no, it's so anyway, it was he had backstage passes because he interviewed the guitarist for Devin Townsend's band. A really, really nice guy. We went backstage, hung out with him a little bit in the catering room, and let me tell you, the catering room is a few round tables. One of them has scattered leftover Halloween candy and a giant aluminum tray of mac and cheese.
Really?
That looks like it's on the border of starting to dry out.
Ooh, that sounds like a really bad combo.
Yeah, I mean, they had a refrigerator. I didn't see what was in the fridge, but it was like right next to coffee setup. So I imagine you could go make yourself some coffee and stuff. But anyway, so we went out there, cut most of the Animals as Leaders show and then all of the Devin Townsend show. Devin Townsend, incredible vocalist, and all this is prog metal, by the way.
Okay.
As Hammond describes it, Animals as Leaders is math metal, so it's like it's like I'm doing a solving the things in parentheses first, and then I'm multiplying.
Yeah, I like this. I've never heard of math metal, but I like it.
Yeah,
it sounds cool.
They're all instrumental. Animals as Leaders. They were great. I really, really dug them. We continued listening to them in the car on the way to the airport. And then Devin Townsend, incredible vocalist, except when he does that thing that I hate, which is the the hissy. Yeah, Cookie Monster voice.
Yeah.
My complaint about that, and I know there are probably people in the audience who like that stuff. Here's my complaint. You listen to different bands, they all sound different. It's like, oh yeah, that one is that band, and this band is like Bless the Fall, they're great. Oh, and this other one is In Harm's Wake, and oh, this other band. And then they do that, and they sound exactly the same to me because you can't make that sound any different between bands, and it hurts my throat to listen to it, and it's offensive to my ears. Anyway, so Devin Townsend did that a couple times, but all in all, really liked his show as well. Then we went backstage, hung out with Hammond's friend Mike, came back out and caught most of the rest of the Dream Theater show, and enjoyed. We sat there probably for about 45 minutes, so we really liked that song. And
yeah, get it, everybody. That's how long their songs go. So
that's how long that's how long their songs are. You see, they're long songs.
Do they? I mean, obviously, it's the big joke that their songs are really long. Yeah. But are they really? I mean, are they?
They're really long? Not that long. 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Now, Hammond did tell me like we were about to hear some song called "Count of Egypt" or not Egypt. I hear some count of something. Like.
It sounds like one of their songs. Like, Count of something. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Count of something. And he basically said, we should go. This is about a 20-minute song. Because he was being very conscious that it was getting late. We still had to take the train back. Tuscany, thank you, Tally. We had to take the train back to, who knew Tally was a Dream Theater fan?
I'm a little shocked by this news. This is insane.
We learn more about her every day.
Yeah.
He's like, I know you've got film sec in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, I think I'm done. And you ready to go? And I'm like, are you sure this is Dream Theater? Like this? He's like, oh, I can listen. I've seen them a bunch of times before. I really was here to see Devin Townsend, etc. So like, all right, cool. We hopped back on the train. We rode the rest of the way back home to Arvada, and
beat the
all
crowd.
In all, great show.
Yeah, you beat the crowd, which is smart.
Beat the crowd, which is good. Yeah.
I always do this. The thing I don't have normally when if I'm at a concert or some sort of late night venue thing. I always want to go a little early, mainly so I can beat the crowd. I want to beat parking. I want to beat traffic, all that, because I hate it, right? And the train's smart. That's a really smart way to do it, even though it adds a little time for stops and pickups and stuff. But I never know when's the right time. This is where I struggle, which is why it's nice to have a Hammond with you. He's like, well, this song's 20 minutes. If we leave now, it's another 15 before they're done, and you're really not going to miss anything. I mean, that's a great that's a great key to have. Whereas when I do it, I'm like, I don't know what they're doing right now. Is this the last song?
Well, this I can tell you. If you're not familiar with setlist.fm, Scott.
I'm not. I don't ever use that. See, that's I don't go that often either. But
go through and look at the set list, and then you can even figure out like it's almost like the Run P. Remember how the Run P app would tell you what part of the movie is the best time to go pee if you have to? It's like, oh yeah, here's a long talkie bit with Tom Cruise and John Voight. Go pee now. This is a really good time.
Oh,
you
that's
won't miss
funny.
Anything, I guarantee it.
That's funny you bring that up. You've seen the new Tom Cruise thing, right? The new.
I have, yes.
Yeah, hearing great things. I almost went last night, but got busy with the kids.
See it on the. I'm going to tell you all now. See it on the biggest screen you can because it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
we're definitely going to see it this week.
But if you're really anticipating part 2 of Dead Reckoning, we'll talk about that. But maybe when we talk with Steven Schleicher.
Yeah.
About,
maybe take a chair for a while.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, what was I saying? I was saying, that I found out yesterday that John Voight or Tom Cruise is older than John Voight was in that first one.
I believe it.
And if you go look at pictures of John Voight in that, he looks old. He looks 60 something. And Tom Cruise doesn't. What dark magic has been cast over the Cruise family?
No, Tom Cruise sold his soul to Xenu, is apparently what it is, and allows him to dance on couches and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, knowing when to leave a concert is good. If it's a band I like, I'm definitely want to stay and see the encores. Did I talk about the Sparks thing where I think they were playing a joke on us? The end of the show, they do their encore, and then they're like, "Oh, thank you, Boulder. You've been great. We're definitely going to come back here. We really enjoyed it." And everybody's standing up and clapping, and they're like waving.
Yeah.
And then they continue. We continue clapping, and then they just keep putting their hands up like, "Thank you very much."
Sure.
And they just keep doing that, and they don't ever leave the stage. And I think it's a joke. I think it's like, how long can we make these people stand here?
It seems like something they might do, right?
It totally does, because obviously they're big on the kind of the tongue-in-cheek comedy. And I was describing, I leaned over to my uncle who was with me at the Sparks concert, and I said, it's like the you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Like, it's, they're saying, you guys leave. No, you leave. No, you leave.
I love that. That's a part of Sparks I love.
Yes,
I've never even seen him live, but I know enough about him to know that seems like something they would totally do.
It totally does. Anyway, so Dream Sonic, good tour. If you're into that sort of music, go see it. Talk Randy into it because he's really on the fence. He wants to.
Yeah, he was really on the fence Saturday when we talked about it. It seemed like he
really was. Yeah.
That's funny though. We were supposed to record an extra film sack on yesterday, and we're just finishing. When we had literally just finished our Green Lantern episode.
Green Lantern.
And we were about to roll into the next one, and right then, all 3 of my kids show up at the door, and their significant others and the 2 little babies, and everybody's like here going, surprise breakfast, fancy breakfast dad morning for your birthday early because we can't do it on Monday. And I'm like, oh shit. So I had to leave. I thought I was just going to go upstairs and pee and they'd all hang out, but they had plans. And so I was like, oh, damn it. So I texted you guys, and anyway, I feel bad.
That's what that is the thing. And we all said it. That's what you should be doing, Scott, not recording with us. If they didn't have anything going on, great. We're happy to record with you, but this is your family. And this is, as Brian put it, what are you going to remember? The time your family took you out for your birthday breakfast, or the time you recorded a podcast with 3 dudes about scary movies?
Yeah. Well, we already have almost 600 of those.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fair point.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, yes. I'm glad you had a good time, and I assume just a quick check that Tina is well, past the worst, all that stuff. Is she doing all right?
Past the worst. Still has these random coughing fits, and she's still on the oxygen. She's still tethered to the oxygen machine, but she's needing it less and less. So
good.
Much better.
I'm looking forward to when I'm really old and I got to drag one of those around with me on those.
No, you're not. I can tell you right now that it is such a pain in the butt. Like, she opted not to go with go places with Hammond and I because of what a pain in the ass it is to haul oxygen around and stuff.
That's true. I never want that if I can help it.
You never want that. Yeah.
It turns out your lungs, we really take them for granted. Like all this talking we're doing on the show today, our lungs are required to.
It is all coming out of our lungs.
All of it. And without those working,
otherwise it sounds like this.
Yeah, So don't take your lungs for granted, people. Stop smoking.
Yeah. Treat them well.
Yeah.
Respect them.
Yeah. Maybe cut down on the vape a little bit. What else can we judge people on? Let's see.
Well, that's pretty much it, right?
Move out of L.A., although L.A.'s not as bad as it used to be. It's just a stereotype now that L.A. has the worst stuff. You know what? Move out of Shanghai, China. They got really bad.
That's the if you take nothing else from our discussion here, it's move out of Shanghai. Great.
Also, this heat is not helping with air quality. We're at 102 or 3 today, or that's the forecast. And St. George is like 115. Vegas is like 117. Like, be careful.
We're supposed to
out
crest 100 here too. Yeah,
it's hot, dude. Don't like it. No, sir, I don't.
It is hot and unpleasant.
Yeah, but it is. We have low humidity here in the intermountain area, right? So we got one of our listeners is coming from Charlotte, North Carolina, or South Carolina. Where
North Carolina.
North,
Charlotte is North Carolina. Yep.
He's coming from there to here for a while, and he was like, "Oh, I was really hoping to escape the heat." And I'm like, "Dude, you are escaping the heat because
you're escaping the humidity heat. It's a dry heat here.
It is a dry. It's
the joke is real.
Yeah, it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat."
Anyway, rest his soul. Let's move on. Speaking of burgers, we got a quick email about burgers.
Yeah.
Arborist Andrew wrote in. It says, I had to chime in on the burger topping discussion from Wednesday.
He's a tree man.
Oh, arborist. What did I say?
Arborist.
That's wrong. That's completely wrong, arborist.
They say the eyes are the first things to go, Scott. That's okay.
Lord.
It's okay.
Oh my God, my eyes have gone, come back, and
gone
gone
your
again.
guys exactly. Yeah,
they haven't decided where they're going yet. So.
Your eyes have been gone so long. You have a series of postcards from them for all the different places they visited.
That's right. Their favorite song is that "Been Gone So Long" song from what's her name. Anyway, I had to chime in on the burger topping discussion from Wednesday. Was that? I guess it was last Wednesday.
Yes,
you may think it sounds. He says you may think it sounds weird, but peanut butter. I thought we talked about it, but we're in agreement. We like the peanut butter on a burger.
The peanut butter bacon burgers.
They're so good. It says there's a restaurant here in Northern Virginia called Ted's Bulletin. I like that. That has a peanut butter bacon burger that is amazing. They have peanut butter on the underside of the top bun, thick slices of bacon, and a tomato jam to finish it off. It's so good. Yeah, that 571 place that I'm going to today that I always mention, they have a really good peanut butter bacon burger. And for people that hear this and go, peanut butter, I mean, you have no idea how good it is. It's so good.
Listen, you think, oh my gosh, that's not something that belongs on a burger. Ketchup is sweet, right? Come on, let's all admit it. You put ketchup on a burger, it's got a little bit of sweet, you've got a little bit of salty. Peanut butter, same thing. It's a little mix of the sweet and salty, and it goes so well with the meat and the bacon.
Yep.
And it's awesome.
It's
There's
good.
a place here in Denver called the Dark Horse that's known for their peanut butter and bacon burger.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Benjamin in the chat says diabetes burger. No, that's like a ton of like protein. I mean, the bread, sure, but it's not like a big sugary burger. It's very, very good. So
sugar burger.
my wife used to call Nick that when he was little. Sugar booger.
Sugar burger?
Mm-hmm.
Or booger. Sugar booger.
Sugar booger.
Yeah.
She loved it.
Sugar burger.
It's a Southern thing, I think. I don't know.
Must be.
Can't explain
it.
Was
there a kids show, right?
Was there?
Rugrats? Didn't they call one of the kids on there Sugar Booger? Or maybe not.
Maybe. I watched a lot of Rugrats because my kids were. Also, I guess Tristan would have been
I
too.
could definitely be wrong then. Maybe there wasn't a mention.
What was Tristan's big? So Taylor's big thing was Barney, and then Carter's was Littlest Play Shop, and Nick's was Bob the Builder.
Yeah, Tristan liked Bob the Builder. Early on, he liked Teletubbies. I watched it because it was like taking drugs with all the expense.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like that. You're not wrong.
Yeah. But
that's funny.
Bob the Builder was big for him. Blue's Clues, he was big on.
Yeah, Blue's Clues was big for my kids.
Yeah.
They have real nostalgia when they see that Steve guy,
Yeah, he was just here in Denver for the Fan Expo.
Was he
didn't see him, so I couldn't tell you what he looked like.
What he's doing, yeah. He's just signing shit for $50 a pop. That's what he's doing.
Exactly. That's what he's doing. Hugging 25-year-olds because that's the age of his greatest fan base.
I do wish that my kids would have had Bluey, though, because Bluey is a revelation. It's the best. It's not just the best kids show on TV. It might be one of my favorite shows on TV. Like that's how.
All right,
good it is.
I think we need to replace the the other count. How many days without another reference with the Bluey reference, Scott? My God, now I've got to barely watch Bluey.
If you're asking me to draw Bluey in a Mad Max setting, you might get it. I might do it.
Oh, good. Okay, I'd like that.
I'll do Bandit.
I'll watch a Bluey. By the way,
so good.
Icor said, talking about Blue's Clues guy. What's his name?
Steve. Steve was the first one, and then you had the other guy later.
Yeah, the original guy. Yeah. He said he's bald now, but still cool. And I'm just gonna say right now, Icor. Maybe the phrasing should be "and." He's bald now and still cool.
And still, that's still kind of still
a little bit. Yeah, he's still cool because he's bald. Maybe that's it. That's the phrasing.
Yeah, he's still cool. The baldness has made him cooler. He's cooler.
That's right.
Now.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, now we found it.
That's when we found it. Thank you.
Yeah, watch out, you guys. You got to watch out with the bald.
Exactly. Icor. Oh, just you wait. I'm going to be there when your forehead starts turning into a 5-head. I'm going to be watching.
One of my kids took a picture of me, and I didn't know they were back there, and it was from the rear. And I forget. I have a decent amount of hair, right?
Yeah.
But I forget that right up here is a little thin. Ooh. And when you get the right angle with the right lighting, it's a big old looking bald spot piece of business back there.
Yeah.
Some real bullshit, Brian. Don't like it. But you over there embracing it. You know what I should do? I should embrace it and shave it like you do. Just go and be done. You know?
Just be done with it.
I'm sure I'm sure that day is coming.
At some point it'll happen. Yeah.
Like they say on the silo, today is not that day.
No. Embrace what you got. You still have enough to make a decent faux hawk.
There you go. Oh, speaking of faux hawks, this is not a transition. Yeah. Tell me about the heater guy. What did he send you? What'd you get?
Yeah, so for no reason other than he basically sent me a 3-sentence letter, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper with 3 sentences on it.
Love it. Okay.
And the funny thing, it says no subject at the top. So basically, he typed this, he wrote this as an email, and then just printed it.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Brian, found these and thought you might enjoy. Thanks for the entertainment. P.S. Since you like makers, here's my website, dragonflyscales.net. Check it out. It is actually really cool. He makes, if you've got these Ector style wallets or those other wallets where you can pull things out, the blade style wallets, he makes really cool blades for those.
Nice.
I think that's what they are. And then he signed the other guy, A.K. Scott's heater guy. And he sent me a bag. I guess he must go to Burger King or maybe works at a Burger King or something. They sent me a bag full of these. And they are
what?
Pokemon Power.
Okay.
And they are assumingly whatever Burger King's equivalent of the Happy Meal is, Happy Meal toys. So you open it and you get yet another bag because Burger King hates kids. And
you heard it here first, everybody. Burger King hates kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And inside you've got these little 3-dimensional.
Oh, I thought it was 2D till you turned it. That's cool.
Yeah, little Pokemon card deals, and there's even a stand. Comes with a stand.
Yeah.
I guess depending on what type it is, this is an electric type, so it's like an electric stand. You put the card in the stand.
All right.
And then you've got a little. You got to put the thing in the stand a little better than I did.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's an important aspect.
There you go, and you can basically display it as a little Electabuzz in this case. But here, check this out.
Wait, is it light up? Is it lit up?
This one does. You pulled a little tab out. Now my Pikachu, I also have a Pikachu.
Yeah.
This one does not light up or doesn't make its Pikachu noise. It's got a little speaker.
Yeah.
I pulled the little tab to release the electricity, so it should make noise, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Battery's dead on this guy too. I don't know how old these Pokemon Power things are from Burger King, but the batteries have been drained. It looks like it is replaceable. Maybe not.
Oh, that's
I'm looking
cool.
at it. I don't see any screws or anything, so I think. Oh yeah, this came out with the movie Pokemon 2000. So.
That's the one all the fans love. That's considered the height of Pokemon theater.
It is, yes, exactly. I think that's
I believe.
That's not the one where Pokemon or Pikachu started talking and saying words other than
no.
Pika and Chew.
I don't think so, although it may have ended with something like that, like a revelation that he could say other words or some dumb shit like that. I don't remember. At the time, I can tell you in the year 2000, I was not into Pokemon, so it was.
I was not either. Yeah. Tristan has this movie on DVD or had it. I don't know if he still does, but let's open another one here. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, see what else you got
in here though.
This is like a. Oh yeah, I'll get him in early. Also, Fletcher would like to say this.
The morning stream. Come over here, Mr. Pokemon Man, and let me get a Pikachu.
I love that one. I love that one.
I opened another one. I got another Electabuzz. So. Someone, if they win a feud this week, they're going to get an Electabuzz card.
Oh, nice.
And some other stuff, obviously.
Love it. We love when you guys send us weird shit. Keep it coming. Brian's got a P.O. box. I've got a P.O. box. It's up on our site. Both P.O. boxes.
I don't have a P.O. box anymore because that guy moved away and he was a
I hope I don't have it on the site still, do I?
Oh, I hope not.
People can send you shit that's not getting to you. Hold on.
Yeah, because you know where it's going? It's going to that the place where I get my nose waxed.
Oh, that's right. Oh no, this one has the MC. I don't know why I'm not saying it. It's up on the internet.
Yeah, it's on the website. The Moss Circle.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's got the Moss Circle. Cool.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So winner feud this week gets a Electabuzz card.
Nice.
Maybe even a second. We'll see if that other one is another repeat. But
well, there you have it. Let's do this now. Oh, that's quiet. This is what I meant. With the stoic patience of a wise man, we have with us Brian Dunaway joining us for today's Half-Asses. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi. Oh. Hey,
I'm
look at
calling
you.
from the Batcave today, so don't have my normal stellar quality.
You sound
all right. Fine.
Yeah, you sound fine. You real quick, you had a really cool weekend and went to like a retro game convention thing. Sounds awesome.
Oh, that's right.
Perfect.
I went to the Southeast Game Exchange, which was on Saturday and Sunday, and was much larger than I thought and had way more cool stuff than my wallet could bear.
Yeah.
But I did come back with a Sega Master System and the Altered Beast in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And a light gun or something, right? Didn't you tell me that you also got a light gun? Yeah, which I didn't realize Sega Master System had a light gun ever.
Yeah.
There's only like about 5 games or so that you can use with it, and I've ordered one of those games, which happens to be Rambo 3.
Rambo 3. Yes, the classic light gun everyone talks about. Yeah.
Do you shoot stuff as Rambo, or do you shoot stuff to help protect Rambo from the other things that are going to happen to him?
That's a great question.
There's no real way of knowing. It just has Rambo on the cover.
Okay. All right, good.
You don't even know if you're shooting as Rambo or to assist Rambo.
If you're shooting at Rambo, I don't know. Maybe this was a really bad tie-in game.
This was a time when they just made games and then they put somebody on the cover. We'll find out soon, I suppose.
No. That's an epic time in video game history. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. It's good to have you here. We're going to play a little half-asses in the next 15 minutes or so, and we're going to have Brian here explain how it works and who our mystery contestant people are. Brian, take it away.
Welcome to the morning Half-Asses, a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you two the answers. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a category and 6 possible answers. 3 of those answers are correct. 3 of them are lies, 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 yeah. Depending on how confident they feel with the category, they can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses, but if you get any wrong, you get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right and you get a point. Get 2 right, gets you 3 points. Get all 3 correct and you get 5 points total. Player with the most points after 3 rounds wins the prize for their contestant. And our contestants have been pulled from members of the Tadpool that aren't able to listen live. Scott, you're going to be playing for Cameron in Moreno Valley, California.
Oh, nice.
Brian, you're going to be playing for Mark in Hopkinton, Massachusetts.
Ooh.
Mark from Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Mark and Mass. And games today come, from everybody. Rodney Larson, Stick Fight, Kelly Snow's Broken Sword, Director's Cut. These are Tadpoolers who sent us games. And from Racer 951Y, System Shock 2. A lot of great games that you can win today.
I agree. Big shout out, by the way, real quick. I wanted to give him some credit before because it'll take a while for us to get to all these. But a lot of times you guys will send us a huge list of games that we can use here on the show. And we don't always give the credit where it's deserved. So I'm going to give this person just a quick shout out. We got a huge list of new games from, hold on a second. His name is it's taken forever because he gave us so many games.
His name is
because you have to scroll down to the bottom of the list.
Yeah, it's so many, you guys. Oh, I can't even find it. All right, well, it's a huge thanks. He knows who he is. He sent us a gigantic list of games. And if you guys at home, If you guys at home have games that you're like, man, I got to get rid of these links to Humble Bundles or all this stuff I'm never going to use, we will take your Humble Bundle. We will take them. All right. Anyway, sorry,
There's
Brian.
some inside baseball for you.
Yep.
That's right. All right, let's get to question number 1. Names that were once more popular for boys than girls in the U.S. So 6 names that at one time, 3 of these were more popular for boys than for girls. Your choices are Meredith, Trudy, Zoe, Madison, Grace, and Sandy. Which 3 of these were more popular for boys than for girls?
For birds. I've chosen 2 because I think I'm right, but the rest I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I think I'm right.
I think I'm correct.
Whatever.
Dunaway's wrong. He's often wrong.
Let's find out.
All right. You guys both locked in. You guys both locked in with 2, and you both locked in with Madison and Sandy.
Oh.
You are both correct. Yeah, well done.
Almost went with Meredith.
You almost went with Meredith. You should have went with
Dang it.
Meredith. Yeah, Meredith, Madison, and Sandy were once more popular for boys than for girls.
Wasn't there a famous... Oh, Burgess Meredith I'm thinking of. That's not right. Yeah, that's the last name.
Meredith Baxter Burney.
Oh, there you go.
Bernie.
Oh, that's a lady. She had first name lady, last name man. Sure, why not?
Yes,
I remember
exactly.
my grandpa Trudy used to say, "Why'd you name me that, Mom?" But,
Trudy. I can't picture it. Anyway.
Trudy.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's get, you guys are both on the board. 3 points each. I like it. I like that you're taking chances. All right, let's get question number 2. Which of these are real Charlie Chaplin movies? The Little Hobo, Safety Last, Tilly's Punctured Romance, City Lights, The Tramp, and Marcia Gets Confused.
Oh my gosh. Marcia gets confused. That sounds like an episode of what was that called? Brady Bunch. That's what I was going to say.
It does. Yeah, Marcia Gets Confused.
Marcia,
Little Hobo, Safety Last, Tilly's Punctured Romance, City Lights, The Tramp, and Marcia Gets Confused.
All right, I'm picking 2 again because I don't know for sure.
that's
All
what
right, you
I
guys are
did
both-
too. I hope we
you
got the
guys-
same ones.
You guys both locked in again, and you both locked in on The Tramp. Yeah, The Tramp is from 1915, very much a Charlie Chaplin movie. The other ones you chose, City Lights and The Little Hobo. One of them isn't. City
look
Lights
at that.
is. Scott got that one right, so he's
Good
now
job,
got
Scott.
6 points. The other one is Tilly's Punctured Romance.
Wow.
Now it sounds dirty.
Yeah.
Is the other...
What does that even mean? Tilly's
Punctured Hymen. No, I don't know what that movie is, but it's
You went there.
happy birthday.
You
Scott.
went ahead.
I'll
You went across the line.
Yeah, I'll
you
forward-
walked right across it.
I'll forward the emails. It's fine. It'll be all right.
That's fine. Forward them over to me. I'll take them.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow, look at that, Merrick. Merrick, the first one with a Brian.
Yep. Yeah.
Brian.
Amazing. All right.
All right.
That puts me ahead, Dunaway. I hope you feel okay
Does.
about that.
You need
Well,
to,
what wasn't there? Oh, I'm so stupid. Of course, the Little Hobo is the same as the Tramp.
right? He was known as the Little Tramp. I think was his nickname, but not Hobo. All right, let's get to question number 3.
Yeah.
Quickly. Parents of twins. Which 3 of these people are parents of twins? Steven Spielberg, Farrah Fawcett, Mariah Carey, Martha Stewart, Muhammad Ali, and George W. Bush. 3 of these people have twins for offspring.
They got to keep them separated. Oh, different offspring. Got it.
Yes.
Boy, howdy.
Wait, what do you mean different offspring? Oh, the band.
The band,
offspring.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick 2 again. And
All
I
right,
don't have
Scott's
any
locked
of these.
in.
This is
I
a
gotta-
completely, other than
I gotta
one of
pick
them.
3
You
unless I
have
just
to
get
get
lucky.
3 if you want to win. You have to pick 3, Brian. Yep.
Oh, do I? No. Is that true? What if he misses? What
Oh,
if he
that's
whiffs?
true. That's true. Yeah, you could tie if he whiffs and you.
We could tie, and then you'd have a
I'm going
tiebreaker.
for the tie.
Yeah.
Going for the tie. All right. You guys both settled in on Mariah Carey. What made you guys pick Mariah Carey?
I don't know. She just has a ton of
She
kids
just
with
seems
what's
like-
his name, and I just thought maybe.
Yeah.
This is the
Well,
the
she
only-
does.
Because I don't know anything. She's the one I don't know anything about. I actually know something about the rest of these people.
The only one I
Nothing
know
about
for
Mariah
sure
Carey.
doesn't is George W. Bush. His daughters are not twins. but
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
But
they're
that's
the
not
Bush
his own-
twins.
okay.
Yeah,
Are they
one
the-
of them
Yeah,
is
that's
even
what I was
on
gonna
the
say.
Today
Yeah.
Show.
are
as a
they
matter of fact.
Bush twins?
yeah.
Bush twins. Yep.
Shit.
As a matter of fact,
Yes,
that's all right. So you could have had 3, Scott. You instead did get 2. Muhammad Ali and Mariah Carey giving you the win. Brian, you also did get points for Mariah Carey and George W. Bush, but it was not enough to win. I'm glad you didn't think, well, Brian might know that I need 3 to win.
Right.
Complete guess on this. Complete guess. And then the George W. Bush one blows my mind. I thought Jenna and whatever her name is, I thought they were like, I knew they were rebellious. I didn't know they were twins.
They were twins, yeah. The Bush twins.
You knew they were rebellious.
Were they fraternal?
They
Fraternal
were
twins?
crawling past the Secret Service, crawling out of the window to go party at night. It was the Bush twins.
But were they fraternal? I mean, were they identical? I don't know if they were identical. Maybe that's what threw me is they were fraternal.
I think they're fraternal.
That's probably what threw me because they don't look like each other, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, you guys did get all 3 correct. You just nobody went for all 3. Muhammad Ali, George W. Bush, Mariah Carey, and congratulations to Scott, which means congratulations. Also, going to Cameron in Moreno Valley, California, you're going to get a copy of Stick Fight and Broken Sword Director's Cut. But Mark in Hopkinton, you're not going away empty-handed. You're getting System Shock 2, which is also a really
better
good
game.
A better game.
Is it?
No, I don't know about that. I think maybe it's as good. Hey, how about as good? How about that?
As good, sure.
Yeah. Real quick
Better
here.
game.
I was gonna say. Oh, is Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon they're still a thing? They're a married couple?
I don't think Nick Cannon's really a thing with anyone. He's the thing with everyone and nobody at the same time.
Okay. I didn't know if they were, but are they together? Are they
I don't think they are. I think he's impregnated at least 4 women since Mariah Carey. And you might think I'm joking, but I think
you're right.
That is the case.
I think you're right. Okay. Well, sorry, Nick Cannon.
He's no stranger to
Love.
No stranger to love. Let's say that. I'm already in trouble with with my joke earlier.
Yeah, you're still licking that wound. You may not want to rip that Band-Aid off just yet. Well, awesome. Well done, everybody. We should play a thing for our winner.
Yo, who ate all of my fries?
That's not it.
Congratulations.
There it is.
You're a winner.
You are a winner, and we love playing this. If you want to be a contestant here and be one of these names, Brian, how do they do it? We never remind them.
They go to. I think we still have the links pinned in the Discord and on the Facebook group. Just look for the "I Wanna Play" link that lets you play. Do we have it on the?
I'm looking.
Frogpants.com/TMS page.
I'm looking right now, but if we don't, I think I will add that today.
Okay.
We don't. I will add it today.
We don't. Okay.
Sometimes we forget.
Let me
things.
know. Yeah, you might need I don't know if you need a link from me, but if you do, let me know.
Link add to TMS site. Okay. We do this all in real time, everybody.
You do. You get to see how the sausage is made.
That's right. Dunaway, your sausage is awesome, and we'll get to see it again on Wednesday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
It's tasty.
Yeah, when you come back Wednesday, we'll have a live person on here to play with, and that's always a little more stress. Are you excited about your chances there?
Oh, yeah. I'm always excited. Love it when there's a live person here because then I can blame it on them for when we lose.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're 2 episodes, by the way, in the red here. You lost last time, and you're losing today.
Not that Scott's keeping track or anything.
Not at all. But you'll notice.
Let's just go back and check the tape, but before then,
Yeah.
let's just see how.
No, I had a streak of losing. You're not wrong. So I just feel good right this minute. I'll try to enjoy it while I can. But in the meantime, we hope you have a great week.
To be honest, I just didn't want to beat you on your birthday.
Oh,
happy birthday, Scott.
Thanks, man. I'm happy to have a birthday and you to help me celebrate.
Birthday.
Bye now.
No.
I hope he never not says birthday. You know?
Birthday. I know. No, I hope that's always a thing too.
Don't change it or correct it, Brian.
They say it's your birthday.
Yep. And it's my birthday too. Yeah. Right?
That's right.
All right. We're going to do one news story. This will be fun. Okay. So here you go. Time for the news, and it's brought to you by
Whole Mushroom Soup.
Kim made a mushroom soup with, cutting up fresh mushrooms and made it.
Yeah.
She does it with oat milk instead of, other stuff. So it's kind of dairy free.
Yeah, creamy soup. Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. It's not her fault. She made the soup. I could just eat a small bowl of the soup, but because I love it so much, I ate a lot of it.
Uh-huh.
And as a result, well, let's just say that there's a lot of fiber in
sure, yeah.
So,
cleans you out.
Yeah,
all right.
Had a bit of a moment there with it. And anyway, thanks, honey. It was real good. Let's do this story here. A man stole a forklift at a Lowe's, and then he immediately drove it over to a Home Depot and ran over a 73-year-old outside the Home Depot. So a Lowe's forklift over at a Home Depot.
From the Home Depot to the Lowe's. I'm sorry, from the Lowe's to the Home Depot.
That's right.
In a forklift and ran over a dude outside. Wow, there's a lot to unpack here.
There's a lot. He's only 20. 20-year-old's been arrested in the killing of the woman. The poor lady died in the Home Depot parking lot, according to Maryland officials. This happened at 12:40 a.m. Why was she walking around there?
Wow.
Doesn't that seem a little weird time of day?
I guess that's when you can steal a forklift a lot easier because they're closed. And
That's
they must
true.
have them parked outside. Huh.
I just don't know what a 73-year-old lady's doing on a parking lot at 12:30 in the morning. But anyway, Bruce Caleb Timothy Brown of Waldorf, not to confuse with the salad.
By the way.
Or the yeah, I know. Whenever there's that many names, trouble's afoot. Trouble's afoot.
Bryce Caleb Timothy Brown, get over here.
Yep. He's accused of breaking into the Lowe's, stealing the forklift, and ramming it through the rear gates. He then made his way to Home Depot, about half a mile east of the Lowe's. Gloristine Pickney, age 73. What a name, Gloristine Pickney.
Gloristine. Usually you can say like, oh, parents couldn't decide between these two names. So we have, Sean Fernie or something like that, right? Like couldn't decide between Sean and Anthony. But Gloristine. Is that,
what is that? Gloria and Epstein?
Christine? Gloria and Christine, maybe?
There you go.
Yeah.
Gloristine. ask your doctor if Gloristine is right for you.
Yeah.
She was asleep in her car when when she was struck by this stolen forklift, so she wasn't walking around.
Oh my God.
Pickney got out of the car after the crash and then started running away. Let's see. Oh, she started running away, so she didn't die immediately.
Oh, geez.
That's awful.
No kidding.
Oh, here it is. Deputies say
car.
he hit her after. That's what it was.
Oh my God.
Okay, he sucks.
Do they know these? Did he know Bryce Caleb Timothy Brown? Because it certainly seemed like he had a reason to go after Gloristine.
I don't know.
By the way, she died. And it's really sad, and we really shouldn't.
It is sad. We're not making fun.
But still,
But
still, oh my God, that yeah.
I'm even sadder because that name is rad, and she should live as long as she can.
Oh, and then he stole her car. So he ran over with the forklift and then stole her car. Jeez.
And then hit her with the car. Oh no, hit her with the forklift, then took the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what a douche. Where are his parents, man? You guys screwed up. What did you do to Bryce Caleb Timothy Brown?
20-year-old. Jeez Louise.
A little young, you know. Well, there's your news. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Steven Schleicher will be here. We're also going to do an app slappy today. Some of you in our community are not going to be surprised about my pick because a bunch of you have been playing this with me, and I'm kind of obsessed with it.
I'm going to say the same thing. I've been playing this with a bunch of tadpoolers as well.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Look at that. It may be Scott's birthday, but you're all getting the presents.
That's right. Happy you're having a better day than me, everyone. Good job. Brian, let's make our day better with music. You got a song to play in the middle here? What do you got?
I think we may have played these guys before, but certainly not this song. They're from Philly. They're a rock band called Soraya, Soraia, not to be confused with aioli. These guys don't have oil in the middle of their name. This is their brand new single that's kicking off their West Coast tour. The single is called Wretch Like Me. This is great. This stuff, it's some rockin' stuff here. Here's Soraya with a brand new single, Wretch Like Me.
When wake you mornings up? I wake normally at 6 hours up, then eat I breakfast and go to work. At 6 hours wake you up? This is me too early. What make you workly? I'm German teacher by work. How like it to your German teacher to be? It makes to me, of course, joy.
You are not to play Mario Kart or go skateboarding for 3 weeks.
And we're back, everybody. Hey, Brian, that song, I need to know more. Tell me more.
Sure. That's the brand new single from the band Soraya. It's called Wretch Like Me. Go see him if you're on the West Coast.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I just realized I'm such a dumbass. I forgot to record video today, which is fine because all I have to do is then download the stream and then cut it and put it.
What a pain in the butt, though. Jeez.
Yeah, so, a little extra something to do on a Monday. It's fine. Whatever. It's not like it's my birthday or anything.
Not like it's your birthday. You got other things to do.
I think Brian's right around the corner. You don't have long, before it's
That's right.
your birthday.
Nope. A couple weeks before mine. Yep.
All right. What are we doing? Steven, that's what. We're going to bring Steven in here. We are in the middle of a major, major strike in Hollywood. A combined strike now. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and more, so stick around.
And now welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Yo, yo, yo. It's Steven Schleicher all the way from Majorspoilers.com, which hails all the way from Hays, Kansas, which is just really a big flat piece of bread out there, That's all that is. And it's fine. It's fine.
Hope you enjoy living on bread.
Hello. How do you feel, Steven, to being a little bit of butter on bread? How's that feel?
Hello, fellows. Yes, I feel fine.
Do you? Good.
I am the butter to your bread.
Oh, good. It's always nice to have you on. I look forward to it every time.
Thank you.
We really are in a weird time, though, right? Like I'm hearing about all these things like Tom Cruise's show or second part of his new movie is getting delayed because they had to stop production. They stopped production on 100 other projects, and even Mahershala Ali has officially left the Blade project because now there's just one thing on top of another. There's already a million delays and issues with that thing, and now they're delayed yet again. And he's like, "I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore."
Yes, Poor Scott. Guy. So see, when you have a union composed of actors and or writers and actors, and they decide to go on strike, it means that if you are part of that union, you don't work.
Yeah.
You go and you picket and you strike and you say, hey, we want better residuals. We need more of a base. We need to keep up with inflation. We don't want AI actors being duplicated and doing whatever you want with us.
Yeah.
And so, everything has to stop, including, the Deadpool movie, which we were talking about last week with the costume, the yellow and blue Wolverine costume.
Yeah.
And now the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 is held up because first of all, the ending hasn't been finalized yet.
Oh,
oops.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So that was a writer problem before the SAG
strike. Yeah,
exactly.
Wow.
And so, if you were hoping that this movie was going to hit theaters in 2024.
Yikes. Oh, no.
Yeah. I've noticed, though, I had a couple of conversations with some local people. I won't give names because I think one of them listens. I don't want to get him mad. But he basically made this comment like, it's a bunch of babies in Hollywood. When millions of dollars isn't enough, they got to try to get more. So he's coming at it from this weird angle.
Yeah. So one of the things to kind of keep in mind is that contracts for both SAG and Writers Guild and Directors Guild and IATSE and all these things, they are renegotiated every so often. For SAG and Writers Guild, it's every 3 years.
Right.
So in the last 3 years, inflation and cost of living increases have increased so much that if you get $30,000 for a project, which is about average for Writers Guild,
right,
that's only got the spending power of $25,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you basically took a pay cut during that time.
Yeah, so if you are somebody, and again, think about, and I don't know, I know with my job, I get to go in and sometimes get to negotiate what my pay raise is, or we have our union that goes in and negotiates our pay raise and so on and so forth.
Right.
Sure.
But if you work at a job where you can't go in every year for your evaluation period and say, hey, boss, how about kicking me up another 25 cents per hour for my wages? If you're not doing that, then you definitely are probably behind the ball when it comes to, earning a living that you can live on.
That's why I was annoyed with this guy, because he's just looking at it from this weird. He's got all kinds of filters, right? Filters about what he thinks Hollywood is versus what it actually is. Mm-hmm. So we're not talking about Tom Cruise. He's fine.
Right.
We're not talking about George Clooney. We're not talking about megastars.
Right.
They're fine. What we are talking about, and those megastars, by the way, support this. They're all, ready for this to be a thing, too. We're talking about workaday people that get day rates on set, people who have very small roles or are doing writing behind the scenes stuff you never hear about or see or whatever.
Jenny Josephson's husband, Matt, for example.
You go. Good example,
Actually,
right?
Victoria Robinson has done a lot of background work.
Yeah, there we go.
Right,
yeah.
and we don't look at them and go, oh, these ultra rich are complaining. No, we know they need these negotiations and they need to be treated fairly. So I tried to explain this to him, and he says, but look how much money they make. And I'm like, you've conflated two things. You've conflated the need for workaday people to get paid what's fair and what the studios are making, those are two separate things. Very separate things. That's the problem. So when you get a guy like Bob Iger getting up going, oh, I'm real concerned about these attitudes out there, these people, and he's like, yeah, you make you're worth $630 million. You made $30 million last year. Shut up, dude.
Made 27, I think. Currently the highest paid producer or executive at the studios is Zaslav, who's making like potentially $27 million.
Yeah, he's a poo-poo head.
He has a base salary of $3 million. Iger has a base salary of $1 million.
Yeah, but then they have these bonuses that are, that
ridiculous.
But nobody else gets those. Like some of them do. But like you sent us this breakdown.
Okay, so first
Let's
of all,
talk about this.
With all this stoppage, your broadcast television stations are going to need a lot of programming. And of course, the last time we had the writer's strike in 2007, 2008, that was where we got reality television becoming a big thing. That's how you got Trump as president. Do you want that to happen again? Then by all means, support the SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild. So one of the things that Disney has announced is that Ms. Marvel, the television series, which was a Disney Plus original movie or television series. Yeah, is going to be playing on ABC this fall as part of their quote-unquote new programming. So I said, okay, let's just calculate and see, is a TV show making money or losing money? And number one, I'm not an accountant. Number two, this is back of the envelope math. Number three, I have intentionally put in some things that are fallacies to this to point out a bigger problem. And one of the reasons why SAG and WGA are on strike. So, but since the release of Ms. Marvel, the television series on Disney Plus, in the last year, Disney's Originals have produced 64 original programs. Now, that includes things like dramas like The Mandalorian or Secret Invasion, comedy shows, animation shows like Star Wars Bad Batch and What If. We have docu-series. There are variety shows and reality shows in there. There are shorts that I am including inside of all of this, as well as specials, episodic things, non-English comedy, etc. That's all included in this. So if we look at the monthly subscribers of Disney, so this is a little bit hard to get through. I had to go to a couple of different places, but I did reference this from the last quarterly statement from Disney. They say they have, with all of their on-demand services, that includes Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus, they have somewhere at around 150 million subscribers. If you look online, other people will say Disney Plus has around 110. I just went with 108 million subscribers. Disney does say that the average cost per subscriber is $7.14 per month. I would actually put that a little higher, but maybe there are more people who are using the ad tier based system than the premium system. That means that per month, Disney Plus is grossing somewhere in the neighborhood of $771 million, or around $10 billion a year.
Yep.
Okay. They list the expenses in the quarterly report that I extrapolated to be yearly as around $3 billion. And those expenses do include the expenses with ESPN and Hulu.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just took a sliver of that and said, well, let's just say Disney Plus is going to absorb all of the expenses for all the streaming, because I'm going to bet that some of Hulu is being shared on those same Disney studios, which means that Disney is making net profit estimate of about $5 billion. You divide that by 64 original shows. Again, right there is one of your first indicators that I'm putting something in that is throwing these numbers off. That means that for each show, each of those 64 shows released in the last year, they had about $91 million to spend on those shows. Ms. Marvel had 6 episodes, which means they had about $15 million to spend on that show per episode, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. We know that through various reporting that Disney has said that they want to spend between $15 and $25 million on Star Wars and Marvel's shows. So the first season of Mandalorian, for example, $15 million an episode. WandaVision was $25 million an episode. If we split that down the middle and say that the average cost was $20 million for Ms. Marvel, which I don't believe, because there's a lot of unknown actors. The special effects weren't anything spectacular, but let's say $20 million. That means the cost to make Ms. Marvel was around $120 million, which means they lost about $28 million on that show.
Makes sense.
Sure. Yep. I think your math holds up.
Okay, so Brian, you're a genius here of all of us.
Sweet.
Where are some potential fallacies in this? I know I threw out a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
You did. So, do we want to combine all of the Disney originals or just the Marvel?
So that's one of the problems, right? Is a docuseries like the Marvel's Hero Project.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't
necessarily cost.
It's not going to cost $120 million, right? It's going to cost a fraction of that. And certainly when you have other shows that are episodic shows, the shorts, the Chip and Dale Park Life or the What If anthology series, those did not cost $25 million an episode.
For sure. And different episodes, there are different numbers of episodes on some of these, so you can't really divide it by the same number.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's, other than that, I mean, it's I would agree with you. The average Disney Plus subscriber probably spends more than $7.
If I go in and I change that to, the low end is what, $7.99 or something like that, or $6.99, and the high end is $11.99. And if I just go in and change that one number to $9, which is the even split on that, that means that they make $1 billion a month just off of that. With those extra couple of dollars.
Yeah, and you're not even counting. I mean, I know you've accounted for Hulu and ESPN as costs, but ESPN and Hulu are also individually subscribed to, but I don't know how many people.
Yes.
So we don't have
those
numbers.
So they do kind of break that down, but they don't give actual numbers for Hulu and ESPN Plus on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also throwing these numbers off as well. What I'm doing is just saying, okay, however much Disney spent on these shows and how much are they bringing in, does that make cost sense? And certainly the streamers are saying, or the companies are saying, oh no, we're losing millions of dollars through our streaming services. Look, Steven just proved it here. We lost a whole episode and a half's worth of budget on this. We don't know what the budget for Ms. Marvel was, and the only people who are going to know what the actual budget was and the actual cost is the producers and the studios. So if we don't know what the actual budget was and we don't know where the money went, it's perfectly easy to see why Disney and other studios, I'm not just saying Disney, can say, oh, I'm sorry, the girl who plays Ms. Marvel in this TV series, you don't have any residuals because we haven't made any money yet.
Right.
We would love to pay you more, but this cost us so much. We can't afford to pay you more than that.
So they're not recognizing some of this as the lost leaders that they are. Right?
No, or we just don't know whether these shows made money or lost money.
Because
we're just going by what the studio is telling us.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's part of this is a metrics problem. Like we used to think the Nielsen ratings were hard to figure out how they applied to actual payout / viewership, all that stuff.
Right.
That was nothing compared to this mess, because this mess involves so much minutia, so many little weird things.
So that's one of the things that both the Writers Guild and the Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, are asking for is a lot more transparency on these budgets. What I have given you is a classic example of the Hollywood accounting system, where we're constantly shuffling things around, that anything that can be attributed to the marketing of a show, that cost gets attributed to that show. So every time you see a Ms. Marvel commercial being run, even if it's months later, that is still being targeted towards the cost of that particular show. So this is why Empire Strikes Back, I've mentioned this before, is never in the black because of this Hollywood accounting system. There have only been a few times, like Thor 2, Dark World, and one of the Spider-Man films were actually sued because people wanted to know what the actual budgets and accounting were. You can go out and find those and see how much they spent on that, and you can start extrapolating some things. But it's really amazing, and it's really kind of a rip-off for the actors and the writers in this case. Now, let's go a step further. If you go back and read the Disney Quarterly report, they said that their broadcast systems have lost money. But in this day and age where every television station is going to be scrambling for something to keep the viewer's attention, for Disney, the corporation, Ms. Marvel has already been, that money's already been spent. They've already made the money off of that.
Yeah, you're done.
So they could do a really good deal as a favored nation to their ABC television stations and say, hey, we're going to sell you each episode for $10,000 and we'll make $60,000. That will do nothing to the dent of the $28 million that we're already in the hole. Right. If we think, now every episode is between 37 and 50 minutes, so that's going to average out to about 36 commercial breaks for those 6 episodes.
Yeah, but that makes things really tough because they're not fit timed for typical terrestrial broadcasts.
So here's what you're going to have to keep in mind. I guarantee you that 50-minute or 57-minute finale is going to either be 2 hours or an hour and a half, or a two-parter, or a two-parter.
Right.
So that means that you're going to have even more commercial time to cram in here. I went and looked at the number 10 rated. I think it was Grey's Anatomy. No, Dancing with the Stars, I think is what it was making something like $102,000 per commercial break, per 30-second commercial break.
Yeah.
And so let's just say that Disney sells all 36 at $100,000. That's, $3,600,000 that they make on that.
Right.
The total gross, once you take that times the 6 episodes or whatever, somewhere around $21 million. That means that the profit or loss for Disney is now only about $7 million when it boils down to it.
Per episode, you mean, right? Or...
No, for the overall
grand total
of running this.
Right.
But now they have people maybe potentially watching more ABC shows that they can then sell more advertising to. They can come back next quarter and they can say, hey, ABC did really good because of our Ms. Marvel thing and actually made money, which they talked in the quarterlies that how their broadcast stations actually were down a couple of percentage points because nobody was watching, their regular television stuff.
I think part of the problem is it's a new model of tracking how something does, right? So like Mandalorian could shoulder all this. Like you can cover the cost.
Could it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know for sure because again, they don't give us the numbers in any sort of accounting. But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is the way these numbers are presented by the studios, like what you've done is super interesting here. But the way they do it, if they're really bringing down $1 billion a month, if our $9 thing holds, or just under that if it's $7, I promise you they're profitable. I promise. But Disney is profitable at that level.
Oh no, they're So they are definitely making a profit, but across the board because they go and say, here's how much our direct to consumer, that's all their streaming channels, how much they bring in, at $12 billion. And we are only spending $657 million or whatever that is, or $6 billion for that.
Yeah.
They're making a profit.
That's what I'm saying is they ought to do it from that level to say, quit trying to. It's important to track each of your properties and see what's working and what isn't. I understand.
Well,
that.
and so that's how the residuals and everything need to be paid out is based on did this make money or not make money.
Yeah, I guess so. And I guess if you're going, let's say we'll use the Ms. Marvel thing, right? Let's say that thing, because it lost $7 million after this commercial run on CBS, right? We end up with a $7 million loss. I understand them being like, we want to give you, commensurate payouts for profitability. But if we're in the hole.
Yes. And that's the whole point, right? That's what Iger and Zaslav and everyone else, and really anybody that's a member of, I think it's Brian Robbins, right? Isn't he still in charge of Paramount or Universal?
Paramount, I think.
Yeah. And so, they're the ones saying, I'm sorry, we just don't have any money to give, when you can clearly go to the profit loss statement on the quarterly report and say, your 6 month, you made $10 billion in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
How are you not making money off of this stuff? And then again, this is where the hand waving goes. But again, if you end up spending only $15 million for each episode of Ms. Marvel, that show is profitable. But if you spent $25 million per episode, then it's not profitable. And I guess the question is, and gets into the next thing, is Disney Plus is not, they're not producing Ms. Marvel. There's a production company that they've been given a budget to, and they're buying it from Marvel Studios or whoever.
Right.
Marvel Studios has its own breakdown. So this is really just a thought experiment I had yesterday afternoon and said in 30 minutes, okay, how would I run through this to justify being Bob Iger and saying, I'm sorry, we can't pay you anybody. And oh, by the way, all the support staff that these supposed actors and writers are hurting, we lay off, most of them at least once a month anyway, and then hire them back so that we don't have to pay them in December or something like that. So,
right.
But this kind of really shows where the studios kind of come from in saying, we didn't make any money. When in reality, they're making billions of dollars.
You know what's wild about it? So this is wild to me. We haven't even talked about it, but their perpetuity clause on the AI likeness thing.
Yeah, that's a big one, right?
How do they do that the very same month that Black Mirror has an episode about this very thing?
No kidding.
How do you do that?
They didn't even watch any of that, right?
Yeah, like how do you have that kind of timing where
So,
literally you took
Scott?
the concept of that episode and made it real? I don't get it.
So, I mean, that Black Mirror episode is a perfect example, but that's not the first time that this has played out. We saw it play out in South Park, right?
Yeah.
Where, Scott, next time you download, what game did you download that you're going to talk about in App Slappy?
Oh, the golf game I'm going to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, see, I bet if there was a end user agreement, you're just like, scrolling down. I don't care. Just let me get the game and play.
Of course.
So, what are you signing away? I mean, if you want to go back to comic books, it was a very common practice for a long time at both Marvel and DC that once you signed the back of the check, that was your acknowledgement that you were giving up all rights to your creative work. So if you were wanting to come back later, Jack Kirby, and say, hey, you guys are making tons of money off of this Captain America guy, how about you cut old Jack Kirby some of that cheese? And they'd say, oh no, you signed your check, you gave up all rights to Captain America for that.
Yeah.
So it's because people aren't reading these contracts. And again, we're at a point where the unions who are negotiating in good faith with for the actors and the writers, and really anybody else, UPS is coming up in the next couple of weeks. I think 2 weeks from now, we'll see a UPS strike for sure. They're just saying, hey, we've read through this fine print, and you're saying that you want to take an extra like Ashley Victoria Robinson, and you want to go in when she's just being a background character on the show, scan her face and her body, and then you want to use that for any other show, and she's only going to get $350 for
one
that.
day's worth of work instead of every time it gets used. Yeah.
I don't know what the day rate is. $350, $1,500. I have no idea.
No idea either.
You know, instead of using her for 6 days, now you're using her for 1 day. And hey, look at me. I'm the studio. I've made more money for our shareholders.
Yeah, but we've shafted everybody who does the actual work.
So that's why it's great that we have somebody who's actually going through these things and saying, hey, everybody, you may not be aware of this, but this is what's going on.
You know, with this UPS one coming up, my brother talked to me about it a bit. He works there. It's looking like, but it's going to happen. Do you think if you worked at the labor department right now, do you pretty much have diarrhea all day? Do you think you're just because you're about to have a problem? You're about to have a nationwide. I mean, forget about the entertainment business for a minute. I think there are other places that are just on the verge, man. It's going to get weird.
I'm not really good at looking at this, but I would say that from the labor department perspective, it is like, let's just watch and see what these companies do, because the government shouldn't be involving itself in business. Businesses always want the government to stick their nose out of it, or keep their nose out of it.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I think a lot of unions and I think a lot of government officials don't want is a Ronald Reagan incident where he's like, screw you, air traffic controllers, get the back to work or we're firing every single one of you.
All right. Yeah.
Like what happened in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, we are trying to avoid that now.
Yep. But we are, looking at a real wasteland of reality television coming. Are we all excited for that? We're gonna.
No, God, no. I hate reality television. And so, again, this week is Comic-Con. We talked a couple of weeks ago about how there were a few TV shows and movies that were sticking around. There's none of it now.
Yeah.
So Comic-Con is going to be all about comics, which I know a lot of people are like, "Yay, great! Finally, Comic-Con is back to being only about comics." San Diego Comic-Con has never been just about comics. Television and movies have always been a part of any kind of comic convention,
especially in the last 15 years. I mean, there's just no getting around it.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting show.
Did you see it? You guys, I guess you probably both heard about it, but both the Barbie and the Oppenheimer rather, London premieres is when the strike happened, and they all immediately left the red carpet.
They just left. Yeah, they said.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
just
so there's
Cillian Murphy's like, I'm out. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go get those guns, Tommy. He says, and he leaves. He's done.
He said, "Courtesy of the Peaky Blinders," and he walked out.
I mean, if you were only scheduled to work until 11:30 today, Scott, and then your boss is like, yeah, we're going to need to keep you around here for 6 more hours. You'd be like, no, sorry, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, so the last SAG-AFTRA strike, which was 3 years ago during pandemic, that was one of the sticking points, was moving away from going past your normal 12-hour day so that people would not have accidents on the way home and the fast turnaround times. That was one of the things from the last strike that they got through. So hopefully they can get a lot of this taken care of. But feels like the producers guild is kind of on the wrong side of all of this.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little uglier before it gets better. But I don't know. That's the other thing, is it doesn't feel like we're anywhere close to agreements, right?
So some people in the chat are like, should I cancel my streaming services? No, I mean the Screen Actors Guild and Writers Guild are not asking consumers to do this, but they do have a lot of stuff that you can find on their site on ways to support them. But at this point, they're not asking anyone to cancel any of their subscriptions.
Yeah, I don't know that boycotting is going to help. I mean, you may end up doing that as a consumer when things get real bleak after there's a glut of nothing. So
I canceled my HBO subscription the day that Zaslav took over.
Yeah, and there's still a lot I enjoy on there.
The guy's an idiot.
There's a lot I enjoy on there. Plus, we get a lot of film sack off HBO. But
yeah.
But
we keep it for a work experience.
Yeah, but I could see a future where Peacock and Paramount take a dive. I'm not dying to have those. There's a few that I would hang on to, I guess, but it depends on how little or how crappy it gets. Like, I just don't know at this stage how crappy it's going to get.
Scott, there are so many great television shows and movies that are on these streaming services, Parasite, that people haven't had a chance to watch yet.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere either. They'll still be there.
In this vast wasteland of crap that's coming up, now's a great time to go in and watch Parasite.
That's actually a really good point. There is a backlog, right? We all have it.
Yeah,
we totally.
And here's the thing: the more people that watch those backlog of things, that's more money that's owed to the actors and the writers and the producers and the directors of those shows.
Yeah, yeah, good point. Well, I think we've had as good a look at this as we were ever to expect on a show like this.
Again, I'm not an accountant. This is yesterday afternoon. It's just like, let's run the numbers on this and see how this can be profitable or not profitable. And then I came up with that. So it's easy to show the Hollywood accounting system in that way. So if there's an accountant out there or a producer out there and you're like, Steven's totally wrong, great. Reach out to me, Major Spoilers on Twitter. You can send me an email, Schleicher at Major Spoilers or podcast at majorspoilers.com, and I will get that. Love to talk with some people who have some more inside knowledge on this, but I'm going to guess that if you are a producer in the Hollywood system, you've been told to keep your fat mouth shut because we don't want to give money to those ingrades.
That's right. Well, thank goodness water's still around, though, right?
Oh, man, I am a huge fan of Liquid Death, like you, Scott.
Yeah.
My favorite right now, or the one that I'm drinking right now, is Buried Alive, although I like the Severed Lime.
Yeah.
But it's going to get hot. If you're going to Comic-Con, if you're just outside on a day like today, you need to stay hydrated.
I agree. And wear deodorant. Lots of it, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Be nice to your fellow stinky people.
I'm going to go buy some Liquid Death right now.
Why is that voice familiar? Something familiar about the voice.
Pee-wee Herman.
Oh, Pee Wee Herman, duh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's direct right from when he's stealing the bike from the nuns, like during the filming of the movie with the nuns, and he hops on the bike and says, "You've really inspired me. I'm gonna go start a paper route right now." And he hops on the bike and runs it off.
My memory of that movie is not great. I don't know why.
Apparently, yeah, we need to watch it again. It's so damn good.
Paging Mr. Herman. That's all I really remember.
Paging Mr. Herman. You have a telephone call.
All right. Are we
the front desk?
The best part of that quote, no one ever does it, is at the front desk.
The front desk. Yeah.
Something about the way it comes out. All right, we're gonna do a quick one of these. It's been a bit, so man, I don't even know where my thing is for this. Do I have? I know I have the clip. Where do I put it? There it is. Okay, we got it right here. Here we go. Yeah, that's right. We played something on our phones. Tell Stephanie, time to get out of here. Was it Stephanie and who else hates it? Forget who the other one is that always.
I think it's just Stephanie, right?
It's not Rainbow Bright. Why am I thinking of her? I don't know why. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I'm often wrong. We're going to talk about some apps that we used this week that we enjoyed. And the one that I cannot get enough of only lets me play it once a day.
Yeah. So you're even restricted.
That's right. That's a very good way of putting it. Very restricted. This is a game called Coffee Golf. And it came out of nowhere for me in terms of knowledge about it. I didn't know about it. Someone in our community turned me on to it. I don't remember who. Someone said, Scott,
Tanner?
It may have been Tanner. Somebody in there said, you got to play this, Scott. And then I saw the group was all playing. And I was like, well, why am I not playing this? I love golf. I love video game golf. I hate real golf. And this is the epitome of kind of simplicity meets, gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like just such a perfect way to do this. So basically somebody somewhere said, hey, Wordle's fun. We should make a game that's got nothing to do with words, but we're going to basically have the structure of it.
You share your results and
you take your scores, you share them with each other. Boy, the video of this, whoever's playing this is really bad. That took 9 strokes. Man,
that might have been me.
I don't think this is really bad. But anyway, every day you get a new layout of courses, and the courses aren't super realistic. In fact, the one we're looking at right now is a bunch of floating islands. There's a lot of trees and sand traps and elevation and stuff. You have 3 clubs. Sorry, thank you. One is they're basically just driver, wedge, and putter. And the wedge shots are obviously for, when you're in a little bit of a tight situation and you want to kind of go up and drop down and not have it go too far. Obviously, drivers for the long distance. And they take a little finesse about, well, how far does this go before it's a problem, or does it roll off the edge? And you have to kind of get used to all of that. But
a little bit of backspin on your wedge, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Putting's similar. You got to figure out, how much to pull back. It's like a little elastic band kind of control system. And you have 6 holes, is it? I believe per.
6 per day, 5 per day.
5 or 6?
5.
I think you're right about 5. Yeah, 5's right. Some are hard, some are easy, some are deceptively hard. All that. The challenge is definitely there. And this thing is yet to show me an ad or do anything like that. I don't know how they're getting their money.
Yeah.
But when you're done, you copy your score, you paste it. It tells with a color code which hole took you how many par to get in there, or how many shots to get in there, and you compare it with your friends. And I'm surprised how competitive I've been. Rouge Man is the guy in our thing that kills everybody. He destroys everyone.
Oh, really?
Scores.
Okay.
Yeah,
is it in the Discord? I need to hop in there.
Yeah, there's a group I think it's under the core group, but it's
probably,
it just says coffee golf score or something.
It's I don't know if you mentioned this, but the key thing is that you can do the holes in any order. So you can look around and say, oh, I can get to this one a lot easier because it doesn't have trees in front of it.
Right.
Or this one over here is a little shorter, I can wedge right up to this one kind of thing. But it is, that gives you, that really is where the challenge is. It's like, oh, what order should I do these in? Because you don't want to set yourself to be super far from the last hole.
Right. That's a great point. And not only that, you can strategically go, well, if I choose to go these 2 first, that will put me in a better position for the flag over there because there's less trees from that angle that I will have to shoot at anyway. So there's you can do a lot of thinking ahead.
Yeah.
To try to do it right. One of the biggest mistakes I think people make is they don't realize how much the driver bounce is. When you use the driver, you're going to get some real distance on it. So you got to short it a lot, right? Your approach, the approach part of golf matters a lot in this situation.
Which, especially when you've got holes that are on hills, you really got to think about, all right, if I use the driver, is it going to bounce in front and then land on the next level of that hill?
Yeah, and then very careful use of the wedge. It can get a little wild. The landing zone is like a little translucent circle. And what that means is your ball really could hit any of that circle. It won't hit right at the center of it. And so you want to be general about your drives, careful, but also still general about your wedges. And then putting's probably the easiest if you're in a good distance from the hole. But it's a really fun little strategic thing. I love the graphic style of it.
It's so simple and cute, and just it works perfectly for this kind of delivery. You don't have a little thing going back and forth that you got to tap it right at the right moment to get it in the hole.
You almost expect a little chibi looking Link to come around the corner.
Yeah.
It's that vibe, a kind of old Zelda link to the past kind of thing.
Little thumbs up caddy going, woohoo!
Yeah, woohoo! It definitely has that vibe. But I'm really quite in love with it, and it's fun to post those scores every day. Wooge Man in our community is a freaking monster. I'm usually in the top 2 or 3 scores per day, but he is always beating everybody. And I think he's even done some streams about what his method is.
Oh, really? Like his techniques and stuff? I might have to watch him.
It's always fun, though, to be a part of a thing that's like kind of viral and happening like this.
Yeah.
So having a really good time with it. Again, it's called Coffee Golf. It is available on iOS and Android and is free. And so far, a rad little thing that also doesn't expect you to hang around. You play your holes and you get out.
Yeah. Your first day you get bonus, like you get an extra set of holes just so it's like, oh, you really like this? Well, here, we're going to give you some extra holes to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plus, it's good. That's nice. A good way to get tutorialized with it, and feel it around
that is, it'll get you hooked because it's like, oh, now I get it. Oh, this is fun. And that first round, you're like, I'm just trying to get that pink flag right now, and it sucks.
And I think it deserves credit for being like Frame.wtf is an amazing, fun, what is this movie Wordle style game. Guess the dot game is also great for guessing what a video game is.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but I saw somebody posting their scores from that, and I need to take a look at that.
You would really like it. It's really fun, and I've gotten really good at that. That one freaks me out because how good I am at getting it on the first frame. And I'm not
really.
I don't do that with the movie one.
Wait, you mean on? Oh, I was gonna say on. That's the video game one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the video game one for whatever reason is really working well with me. But as far as the use cases of, hey, Wordle's huge, let's do a version of that. This feels like, in a way, the most unique and creative because they're like, well, what if it was a little mini golf game, which doesn't. That feels antithetical to word games or picture games or any of that. It's like a different approach to sharing these scores and having a daily experience, and I really respect it for that. So anyway, it's out there. It's now available, called Coffee Golf, and I assume the name means just, hey, while you're having your coffee in the morning, play this quick golf game.
Cup of coffee, play a little golf. This will now be added to my daily, do Wordle, send it to my little crazy neighbor group. It's crazy neighbor and a couple other people that are neighbors and friends, and then go in and do my coffee golf and probably post that to freaking Discord or something.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe Dave would like it. He's probably a golf guy, isn't he? He likes to golf.
Yeah, he's not a play apps on his phone guy, though.
Oh, it's just bongs and golf in real life. I get it.
Just bongs and golf.
Bongs and golf. All right, Brian, let's hear about yours. I'm excited about yours because I have not heard what you're doing yet. So what do you got?
Yeah, this is kind of cool. So this, when I took Tina to the hospital and I was kind of just sitting there in the ER waiting for her to get checked in, I'm like, I need something new to play. I'd been playing that solitaire game I recommended a while back, which I still, jump into every once in a while, but needed something else. And I just basically went to the App Store and said, all right, what's currently popular? And the first thing that popped up is this Monopoly Go game. Yeah. And we have our opinions. A lot of people in the Tadpole have differing opinions on Monopoly. Scott and I have differing opinions on the game. We both hate it when any game takes 4 days to play.
Yeah.
And certainly Monopoly can do that. But what if you took the regular game of Monopoly and kind of made it a little bit less irritating for anybody? And that's what this is. This is the goal of Monopoly Go is not to amass properties and things like that. It's to unlock new boards. And the boards aren't your Las Vegasopoly or Bostonopoly or things like that. They're things like Tokyo and space and Western, the Old West and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. And they don't change the properties on the board. It's still Tennessee, New York, St. James Place, St. Charles, etc. It changes properties that you buy and upgrade separate from the board. So you've got your board, and then you've got Tokyo, and you've got 6 buildings in Tokyo that you unlock and build and then improve as you make money in the game. You're basically rolling, and you put it on auto roll. If you play this and you don't use auto roll, you're crazy. But you basically put it on auto roll. It rolls you around the board. When you land on a space, you collect some money from that. If you've got friends. And it automatically found friends who are playing. I'm playing with Cleo. I'm playing with Vro Baby in the Tadpole Horde Curious. Quite a few people in the Tadpole who automatically are playing this too. And then it just automatically puts them on your board holding down a space. And if you land on that space, then you're basically taking money from their bank as well. The railroads do a bonus deal where you get to either go to their set of properties, their Tokyo, their Old West, and take a swing with a wrecking ball to one of their buildings. And if you hit it, then you get some more money out of their bank. Or they might have shields. As you go around the board, you collect shields, and you can keep a certain number of those at any given time. It sounds really complicated. It really, really isn't. It's basically like finish upgrading all your buildings, and then you move on to the next board. Oh, this one's Old West. Now I got a Conestoga wagon and a old mining thing and a saloon. And I'm going to upgrade those 3 times because I had enough cash to do that. And then you just go around the board, and then make more money to upgrade those properties.
Which token did you take, by the way?
I'm Top Hat, but now I'm Cat because I unlocked Cat.
I think I'm going to start Top Hat because that is my inclination. I don't like the boat or
Top
the
Hat's
car.
awesome. Yeah,
Top Hat's good.
It is such an easy pick up and play game. Yeah, there are things it tries to make you buy. I think I've put in $1.99 into this game. If you just play it, you unlock dice. But that's your currency in the game are dice rolls, and you just keep playing it, and you end up, if you do this. Oh, look at that! You just unlocked 50 more rolls. Oh, here's 100 more rolls for you just for doing this, and for whatever reason, it just kind of sits off in the background. I let it do its autoplay thing. And then it's like, oh, I can knock down some of Cleo's buildings, which she's really pissed off at me about, I think. Or do a money heist where you flip tiles and try and get 3 of a certain kind. It's like that old match game thing where you've got several different levels and you unlock all the first one you unlock all the squares for is the prize you win. You can do so much with this just as free to play. So I encourage you to check it out and have some fun with it.
I really like the animation / it's a little bit like the one I recommend. It's got this great chibi kind of style.
Yes, it's a very simplified Monopoly board, and just watching your little dude bounce around the board, and some things are raised and lowered, and it's kind of cool. It's a blast.
Even my little hat
says.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, Graham Cracker says, I've been playing this pretty good game, haven't spent any money, and played quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh, nice. This my little hat is throbbing as it sits waiting for its move.
Yeah,
I know.
Throbbing hat.
Throbbing hat. It's a little bit weird.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll play the hell out of that. That looks fun.
Yeah, and A Whatnot asks, how do you get people as friends in this game? So I've got people in here that it automatically bashes their locations and stuff like that. I have not figured out. I've tried to add Cleo as a friend using Messenger, Facebook Messenger, since she's on this Facebook thing as well, and that's not working. So if anyone has an idea on this, maybe let's chat about it in the core. Maybe create a core channel for Monopoly Go. If there isn't one already, maybe there is one.
Maybe
already.
there. Oh, you know what? Did I
create one?
Maybe you did.
I'm trying to remember if I created one or not.
That
I've
would
been
be
thinking
funny.
about creating one, and in my drunken haze.
There's something about that sounds familiar because I'm in there every day, but I don't know if I saw it. But let's see.
Does not look like I've created. I've thought about it, but I apparently have not created a Monopoly Go. Oh, you know what? I just asked about it in the core chat, so I'll create a Monopoly Go forum, and then we can, if we people want to be friends in Monopoly Go, we'll figure out a way to do it. I think you probably just have to use phone numbers.
Oh, right. Oh, or they're part of your contacts or
something like that.
Depending on what you sign up. Like you can sign up with Facebook, or on iOS's case, you can use an Apple account. There's probably a Google account on the Android version. So wherever your friends are, I guess, is probably where some of those will be.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that sounds great. There you go. Yeah. Monopoly Go and Coffee Golf. Those are your 2 big choices today.
Yeah. I downloaded Coffee Golf already today, and I am hooked.
It's great, right? Super good.
It's so fun.
Share your scores in there because it's very it's nice and competitive in there, I think.
Oh, I will, Scott.
That is going to do it for today's programming. And if you'd like to join us on Patreon, we wouldn't turn you down. Patreon.com/TMS. At the top of the show, I mentioned some names, and those fine people could be like you. You could be like them. you could all be together in one place and support your favorite podcast. You'll never get commercials. You'll get pre-show content every day. You'll get couch parties like the one we just did. We did the first episode. I don't know what Disney Plus is making from us for doing this, but maybe nothing. We watched the first episode of She-Hulk because I hadn't seen it and enjoying it so far. So we're going to keep going on that route for a while. So watch for that. And the video version that we do, if you can't be there live in the Discord when we do it, I do post that on the Patreon as well, so you get the whole thing afterward, even if you couldn't be there live, both video and audio. So do check that out. Art in the Mail and other great monthly benefits. You just need to go check us out at patreon.com/TMS and sign up today. By the way, quick note, if any patrons are out there who have been there for a while and like didn't get their Art in the Mail yet, if they're on that level or hadn't seen the coffee level or something like that, let me know about it and we'll get you hooked up. We had a period there where the warehouse where we do all of this out of had to move, and we just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody. All right, so if we missed anyone, we promise A, it wasn't on purpose, and B, we'd just love to make sure we get you caught up. So let us know and send me a message either on Discord or email or the contact page or whatever. You can find all that at frogpants.com/TMS. All right, we're going to get out of here. Brian, we got to play a song, and you have it, and I don't. So what are we doing?
I have it. It's right here. Which probably no surprise to you on this one. KT Data wrote in and said, "Hello, Sandy and Bountiful. I'm here to request a little birthday song for someone who is near and dear to us all, one Mr. Scott Johnson. Scott never stopped being Scott, and thanks for creating this wonderful community. Hope you have an amazing birthday and maybe a few good ferts, too. Signed, the dude that's been recording you guys at live events for 11 plus years, KT Data."
Goodness, KT Data Kevin. Good Lord.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
This is something brand new. Came out Friday, and I've been loving this. And there is a little bit of a Scott connection. Scott happens to like a show called Fargo.
Yeah.
And the guest lead singer on this track is one Patrick Wilson, who was in season two.
Yeah,
Two of Fargo?
What the frick? He sings?
Yeah,
he
sings. He's apparently done a lot of Broadway, a lot of musicals and stuff. He's apparently amazing, and he was also the owl in Watch